Yeah, come on, guys. Use your brain. Hello, chat. We're starting soon. All right, let's see here.
Is that roll 25? Hey, I got it.
Oh, right, the switch.
It's in podcast stuff if you still need a copy paste, Jeff.
Thank you. Okay.
Man. I uninstalled Concord finally the other day.
I'm sorry.
Pour one out.
Okay. This looks good. That looks good. We look...
It probably looked better.
You can think because I installed like a thing for OBS and I had to update it. So.
Hanafuda.
What'd you call me?
Hey, look at that. Red Wing scored. Okay.
Yes. There we go. I'm ready.
Yep, and let me test the music. I'll do that here in a second. Actually, I'll do it now.
I hear it.
Okay.
Yum,
You guys
yum.
hear that?
Yep.
Okay. Let me just do this one last check, and then I think we'll be good.
Check that in today's episode. I don't know what to write there. I don't know. You should change that.
I'm sorry, what's up?
On the rundown in today's episode.
Are we even looking at a rundown? Who needs a rundown?
Oh, I definitely need a rundown. In today's episode, it's like, yeah, this looks good.
Don't read it. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Hey, so if it looks good for you, it looks good for me, brother.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Thank you. Okay, wait. Did it confirm it or did it not confirm it? What?
I'd be loud. Is my mic loud, everybody?
Is Mike loud? Mike,
Mike.
count to, Mike's a little loud. I can.
I'm a little loud. A bitch, a smidge, a Mike Minotti bit.
Okay, and then I'm here. I think we're all right. I'll dial it in more if needed. Didn't you guys follow this Switch 2 motherboard leak?
I saw it. I don't think any meaningful information came out of it.
The 8 nanometer process from Samsung, right? That's maybe meaningful.
I'm waiting for you to tell me about it.
Okay, we'll just talk about it, because who knows? All right, let's get that out of your face.
Oh my god.
I think because we
super
already know what the chip is going to be, so I just think.
I think people got in their feelings about, well, maybe they'll use a that chip, but maybe by the time they get around to making it, they'll switch to a TSMC 5 nanometer. We'll talk about it on the show. All right, let's. I'm gonna count us in. We good?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, we're going live in 5, 4, 3. It's the internet. You're busy. Let's do this. Welcome to the Game Mess Decides podcast. This is the podcast where we decide everything about the world of games so you never have to think for yourself. I'm your host, Jeff Grubb, and with me is...
Mike Minotti. Oh, wow.
Oh, there it is. In today's episode, is Half-Life 3 real, and is it hiding in Mike's throat? Mike put Silksong in the thumbnail, so we are going to talk about it because he's sick in more ways than one, and we are going to fix a horrible list. But Mike, how are you doing?
You know, I thought I was feeling better, but I didn't talk very much today.
Right? It's one of those, right? Yeah. I feel fine, and then you realize you hadn't spoken to another human being. You're like, oh, I sound like this still.
Oh, this is what I sound like. Okay. I think yesterday it was making my voice like deeper and sexier.
Sure.
Today I'm sounding just more like a Muppet.
Yeah. It's like it's the wobble effect. You're like really just springing back to the other side real hard. Yeah, that'll happen sometimes. How are you feeling overall, though?
You're not terrible. I actually feel slightly less congested, although I did take like a nice steamy shower.
Oh, that helps.
So that helps. Like my brain fog's not too bad at the moment. So I don't know. I hope I'm feeling better. I don't know what it was. Probably just some cold. I tested for COVID twice. It was never that. So we'll just hope. I was hanging around the kids a bunch and whatnot during the holidays, and all sorts of people. I'm sure I caught something or another.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just like a cold though, that sort of thing. Nothing.
That's
tummy.
what I think.
Okay.
Yeah, no, nothing tummy related. So thank God, because
Okay.
I have enough tummy issues.
Sure.
So yeah, it's like if I'm just like sick from like nasal stuff or whatever, I'm like, this is barely being sick. Really, this is a treat.
Hey, our games, or our Giant Bomb Game of the Year podcast, the last one went out today, and so people are listening to that now. I won't spoil anything yet if people want to go listen to that, but you should. It was a good time.
Yeah, nobody thought it was going to be Black Myth Wukong, but you said we're not spoiling it. Shit, sorry.
Mike, what is your
My
deal?
bad.
Man.
Now somebody's like, what do you mean to Black Myth Wukong? Yeah, it was
Celebrate, actually. Yeah. Good choice.
It was a lot of fun. I hope everybody enjoys that and all of those shows. It was a good time doing that with everybody. It was great hanging with the crew. Gosh, about a month ago now, really. It was a whole 2024. A lot of stuff happening. It's going to be interesting to see what this year has in store.
Yeah, absolutely. Did I do this part? We're going to fix a horrible list. Yeah, I mentioned that. I guess we could say thanks for joining us. Give us a good rating wherever you are listening, and hit that like button on YouTube. It helps people find the show. If you want to ask a question, you could drop a super chat here during the program. We'll get to all of those on YouTube. Thanks to Carlos Ain, who is Insane in the Rain Music on YouTube, for the use of our theme songs. Thanks to One Up versus CPU for our artwork. You could find more at oneupversuscpu.com. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and wherever pods are caught. Thank you to the mods. Thanks to Christian for producing, and you can get more from Mike and me and support us by going to patreon.com/GameMess. That gets you access to our Discord server, gets you participation in Q&A sessions and our game club discussions. I keep slapping the hell out of my mic. Early access to new episodes. Yeah, that's how I do it. Early access to new episodes of Game Mess Jeopardy and Columbros. And of course, all of our shows ad-free. That is patreon.com/GameMess. Thanks for all the growth in 2024, everybody. It was really nice to see everybody show up. I know a lot of people listen to the show, just kind of like get it for free through podcast feeds. That's awesome, too. We're so happy that everyone supports us in any way that they do. Telling a friend, when people say, hey, what podcast do you listen to on social media? When you say our names or you show us the end of the year, the wrapped stuff, we love that.
Yes,
all of it's excellent.
That.
But Patreon definitely makes the whole wheel go round a little bit easier. So thank you to everybody who shows up for that.
I especially love it when you hit the thumbs up button right now. Thank you, everybody.
Friendly reminder, you can also become a supporter, get I think all of those same benefits by becoming a YouTube member, by hitting the membership button right here, or going and becoming a Twitch subscriber. Mike's still streaming a lot this week, even while sick. Twitch.tv/Tokoto. If you subscribe there, get in the Discord, come hang out with us. We'd love to see you. All right, Mike, I got some big topics. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Half-Life 3.
Here we go. It's Jeff, do you feel it?
I do feel it. I do.
2025, year of dreams, Jeff. Year of dreams.
We were joking, half joking during the watch long for the Game Awards, but there was definitely like a sense like I think Half-Life 3 is like I have heard things. It should be happening. Why not add Jeff Keighley's thing? He's had a relationship with Valve now.
There were murmurs going around that there was some buzz that week, right?
Yes, I was Half-Life joking. Yes, there was buzz going around. I think that just means it's going to get announced somewhere else. Probably Valve doing their own thing. They could just drop that whenever they want. I mean, how'd they even announce Valorant? Or not Valorant, Dead Space, Dead Nation. What's the name of their...
Oh, God. Now you're making me completely blank on it. It does have a kind of a generic name.
Yes, it
does.
does.
But they didn't announce it. That's how they announced it.
Exactly. Right. They didn't even announce a deadlock. Thank you. So they didn't even announce that. They put it out. That game has tens of thousands of concurrents. It's doing just fine. They probably won't do the same thing with Half-Life 3. But how do you even announce Half-Life? I guess we can go over the rumors first. What is going on with Half-Life 3? I didn't even add this here. Have you been paying attention?
Well, my understanding is first the G-Man voice actor is being kind of funny on Twitter, and maybe that's not a lot, but like another strange friends and family beta seems to have started on Steam, and people can see when that happens, right? Or alpha, what have you. So it's like, oh, what's going on there? I think there's just kind of a lot of smoke at the moment, and maybe it's just smoke. I never lost the faith, Jeff. I always knew it had to happen eventually. And I know a lot of people didn't play Half-Life Alyx because it was a VR thing, but the game ends on a massive cliffhanger that is basically saying this is the setup for Half-Life 3. So, even like right then was when I believed, oh, this is going to happen in the next, maybe not a couple years, but few years, several years, whatever. And yeah, the no clip, all those Half-Life documentaries happen, and there was kind of some teasing there too. There's a lot going on right now. And hey, why not now?
Yeah, I think we got over the period of them feeling like, well, if we're going to go back to Half-Life, it has to revolutionize everything yet again. And I get feeling that way for a certain amount of time. And then after that time passes, you look back, you're like, well, that was pretty absurd to think that we're going to be able to revolutionize everything every time we make a video game. And so I think they get on the other.
It's wild they did it twice.
Yes,
it's insane they did it twice.
And I get why you start to think, well, if it's going to be Half-Life, it's got to be that. I get why you think that. But then when you go so long with it, when you realize that that's not going to be possible, the idea should be, okay, let's come back to the drawing board and have realistic expectations for this. Our realistic expectations. We know fan expectations are still going to be astronomical, but we think we can probably work in that space and find something that does feel magical and make a game that can feel revolutionary, even if it's not revolutionizing everything. So, yeah, I think they probably got to that point finally with Half-Life. And then also it's like, they employ a lot of people whose job it is to make games. And while that's not Valve's main purpose anymore, it's to make money from people who make games, and they're very good at that. They did still hire a lot of developers, and a lot of developers end up going to work there. And the whole idea of the flat structure is you can work on whatever you want. Eventually, you let 1,000 Valve monkeys smash on 1,000 computers for long enough, they're going to be like, we are now smashing towards Half-Life 3.
Hey, you know what I would want to work on if I went to work at Valve, right?
Yeah. Exactly. And I get that has been true for a long time. And there's been a lot of efforts to get Half-Life 3 happening in one way or the other over the years. And they always fizzled out because people are like, yeah, I want to work on this, but is this really going to be as good as the game I played when I was however old? Well, I think, that was also just a matter of time. Eventually, you do find the right set of people and the right circumstances and come up with the right ideas. And the momentum just carries you all the way forward to what feels like right now, which is Half-Life 3 seems, I don't know if it's imminent, but it seems real this time.
It does. And look, there's been false flags before. It could be happening again. It could be wishful thinking. I already did that once recently when I was like, oh, I think I'm going to see that at the Game Awards.
Yep.
Right? It happens all the time. But yeah, I don't know. And hey, I am a big Half-Life fan, right? So, it could be wishful thinking on my part because I would freak out. I would be so excited. I still think about Half-Life 2 with the most reverent feelings possible. Episode 1, episode 2, all that stuff is fantastic. I would be so excited just to see what Half-Life 3 is, just to kind of know that they can do it and give us maybe some kind of closure on that. There is always something, you could ask the Mega Man Legends fans and a bunch of other people, there is always something kind of a little cruel, maybe cruel's a bit much, about that series you beloved. It was at this high point, it just ends on a cliffhanger and never goes back to it. Yeah. And if you're in a position to not have it be that way, why not?
Yep. If you could actually do something about it, and it feels like they can. And just to recap before we move on, the Gabe follower is the one account that is talking about this internal friends and family beta test that people are noticing. And then Mike Shapiro is the voice actor for G-Man. He put out some tweets or whatever, some posts using hashtags that included Valve, Half-Life, G-Man, 2025. And then said, here's what he said. Another year already. Good to see and hear from so many of you. May the next quarter century deliver as many unexpected surprises, as did the millennium's first. Then again, time is fluid. Like music, see you in the new year. He's also a musician, so gets pointed out here in our rundown that maybe he's just teasing an album, but then why use the Half-Life hashtag?
Yeah, I put that on because
thanks, Christian.
I heard that he's a musician and he says like music at the end, so maybe he's just teasing something.
Yeah, exactly. We always draw dots or lines between dots all the time on this show and a lot of other shows. This could be this, but I don't know. I think Half-Life 3 is happening.
I think we need to read the tweet out loud and then put that recording underwater.
Oh, baby.
my God.
Are we getting an Echo? Is he really just teasing Echo the dolphin?
I think it might just be Echo the Dolphin. Everybody.
There's probably a good portion of listeners who have no idea what we're referencing right now. Now I'm going to ask
They
you.
should.
I'm going to ask
That's
you.
probably-
Do you want to clarify, or should we just leave it at that?
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that's a good
I
show.
have PTSD. I have PTSD of you, motherfucker. Let me grab Audacity and move this audio and do something. Oh.
What
Listen,
man?
we
Freaking
were-
hyenas.
We were
Rest in
cooking,
peace.
all right? Sometimes you got to let us cook. Switch leak. There was a Switch leak for the motherboard, mostly notable only because it maybe squashed some hopes that people had begun to get up in their feelings, because according to this leak, the overall system on a chip looks like it is being fabricated by Samsung and not TSMC using an 8 nanometer process. All that really matters is that people were thinking maybe there's a chance that by the time this chip got to fabrication, they would use a smaller TSMC process, which would be more energy efficient, which means you could probably get more power out of it. It's not going to be the case. At least that's what it looks like from this. Who knows? Maybe this is also an early prototype that leaked, but I think people are really getting their hopes up. And it turns out, no, this is going to be the basically based on the architecture that NVIDIA had way back in 2020, back when they were making, or back when we were hearing about the Switch Pro. And this just might be a beefed up version of that Switch Pro. And I think people are going to hear that and get disappointed, but that's what this thing was always going to be. It was going to be Nintendo using, older, more reliable, cheaper NVIDIA hardware, because they have to make a console that can make them money, or they choose to make a console that can make them money. So I'm not too surprised by this, but I don't know. Where are you at with all these Switch leaks? We talk about it on every episode now of every show.
I guess, more than anything, I think about, what does Nintendo think about this stuff? Because I know they don't love leaks. And normally they don't care what kind of, about rumors per se, but there's a lot of this stuff out there, and some of it seems like it might be real. I just wonder, gosh, when are they planning to actually announce this thing so that we can finally just hear it all from them?
Yeah, I think that Nintendo, it continues to be like, hey, we know these freaks are going to do that. We know that most normal people don't know what a Family board is and will never go to find it. Yes, exactly. Mike was pointing at himself there. And so, they're like, when we announce it, that'll be when 99% of people find out about it. And also, the people that have been freaking out will have a completely different opinion about it once they see any game. Because if all this stuff, as usual, this is puddle news, where it's it really only exists to make people feel anxious about something that they're very excited about. Because we don't really know what this is going to mean for when developers are actually making games. And really, there's good news, right? The system's going to have 12 gigabytes of RAM, and it's going to have a much better memory throughput. The bandwidth for memory is going to be much better. And that's been the thing that's been holding the Switch 1 back for years and years and years. So there's lots of good news, but people, fixate on the thing that might be a little bit worrisome. Oh my God, it's using older NVIDIA technology. Once we see a Nintendo game running on this thing, that's going to be what everyone cares about and talks about. So yeah, I think Nintendo's going to be fine with this, because they know they're going to have the chance to change the conversation on a dime when they choose to do so, which probably, we talked about this on Nintendogs earlier this week, like you said, any week now, this is probably happening.
Yeah. I remember doing this song and dance when the Switch 1 specs were revealed, and it was like a Tenga 1 chip or something. Everyone's like, oh, maybe they're going to switch to a Tenga 2 at the last moment or whatever that was. It didn't happen, and it ended up being fine. What I want to see is games running on a Switch 2. But yeah, that's the other thing here. For a couple months now, there were reasons why they weren't showing us a Switch 2. There was the election, then there was a bunch of holidays, there's the Game Awards, which they weren't going to be a part of, but they weren't going to counter program. So, there's no excuses anymore. We're kind of a little bit in that holiday period, I suppose, but we're getting out of it. So I really am kind of in a, at any moment now, we could suddenly hear something here.
Yep.
It may not be imminent as in tomorrow,
right.
Maybe a week, maybe a couple weeks. It could still not be this month, but it would be weird.
Yeah, I mean, we just try to be thinking rational humans about it. It's not going to be this week, obviously, because a lot of people are still on break. next week is plausible. Maybe they were planning it for a long time. Like the first
They
week,
can't do it during awesome games done quick.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I bet it doesn't happen next week, but the week after that, at that point, all bets are off, and it could easily show up at then or any point between then and the end of March. So
No, next week is also CES. That's interesting.
yeah, okay, there you go. Okay, all right. Well, that's all the big stories I talked. Not a lot of
Wait
news.
a second.
Oh shit!
Wait a second.
What'd I forget?
I put something else on that thumbnail, Jeff. 2025.
All right, yeah.
There's another reason it could be the year of dreams. Spoon Heaven, aka Hollow Knight Silksong. I saw a lot of comments on Reddit like, what is Spoon Heaven? What's the joke? It's just what Jeff called Silksong, everybody.
Wait, when was this? Because I don't remember the last time
We probably brought it up in the one of the Game of the Year podcasts
Oh
or
my
something.
God,
I don't
okay.
know.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Look, I'll say this, though. It would be pretty funny if Half-Life 3 comes out before Silksong. That'd be pretty great.
I would enjoy that. Yeah, quite a bit.
I would like that a lot.
Yeah, that'd be very funny.
But it would be. Look, it was weird we got through this year without Silksong. It would be so weird if Silksong doesn't come out this year. Like then, maybe the game's just not happening, right?
Right. Yeah. Man, yeah, if we got through all 2025 and it didn't show up, that would be bizarre. I don't know. It probably does pop up at any minute now, but we said that all last year, so who knows? I guess.
I mean, I'm beginning to feel like maybe the one thing that's holding it off is that it is going to be a Switch 2 launch game, and they really want to tie it in with that, so they have to wait till the Switch 2 is announced. Like, is there some logic there?
Yeah, maybe. Possibly. But I don't know, because it's just like the thing, last time we saw it was at an Xbox event, and it seemed like Xbox was putting some money behind it, so it didn't, I don't know. But I mean, maybe
things changed.
Yeah, maybe things changed. I don't know. Last thing, did you see Imran was on Kind of Funny, and he mentioned something about Punch-Out and why they might not do another Punch-Out over at Next Level?
No, what?
So he mentioned that he talked to a developer, so it's just one developer's perspective on this. So, like we know how that goes sometimes, where it's like one person has a view on these things. It might not be accurate about like the overall reason something didn't happen. But he mentioned that even though Next Level kind of promised Nintendo that they were going to lay off of the stereotypes, and they did kind of compared to the earlier Punch-Out games, but it's still very much just a parade of stereotypes that you're beating the hell out of in that game. Nintendo was shocked at the response to the stereotypes in the game, and so they're like, we're kind of washing our hands of this whole thing, and we might not do another Punch-Out. I think that's a bad reason, because you could just simply not do stereotypes. I mean, how hard is that? But it's Nintendo,
right.
So they're like, no, we tried that, and it's impossible to make a Punch-Out game where you don't punch a Canadian covered in beavers or whatever it was. Just like almost literally
fun.
one of the characters.
Yeah. I mean, we talked before, because you had that Donkey Kong fight in the one game. Just have us beat up Nintendo characters.
That's not a bad idea.
I'm not saying. Yeah. Now, there's some stuff there. Like maybe we shouldn't be beating up, Princess Peach or Baby Mario, but your Wario's, your Bowser's,
Bowser Jr.
villains.
Can we beat up Bowser Jr.?
Yeah. No, that's a child still. King DDD. Right. There's plenty of things that we can do with this. So there's got to be some characters there that are fine still, right? Is Bald Bull bad?
No, I think Bald Bull, because he's just from Turkey, and I don't think they knew what to do with that.
I don't think they knew.
Wait, does anybody know any Turkish stereotypes? Help!
They looked at it on a map like, oh, it's too close to Europe. I'm just not sure.
I literally thought about this earlier when I read this story, Marino. But Marino in the chat points out, Punching Glass Joe and baguettes fly out. Like that was them laying off of the stereotypes. Was you can punch Glass Joe, who's from France, and when you do so, baguettes fly out of his body.
I'll tell you what, stereotypes are bad. But it's kind of funny when we do it to the French.
It's a little bit funny, yeah.
Right?
I mean, listen, they can do all Americans are fat and all that stuff. They can have that as long as we can keep punching Glass Joe and baguettes fly out of him.
It's just the one time it's okay.
It happens all the time. You punch a French guy, baguettes fly away.
All right. That does it for the big stories. That was the biggest story, of course.
Of course.
All right. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, let's hit some of these super chats.
All right. Okay. Get a drink. Be right back.
Ooh la la. They do say ooh la la.
They do. They do say that.
Oh, come on, open up.
man.
I'm hot. Open up.
Let's see.
What's happening?
He's relearning how to open the window.
Oh, okay. What's?
I don't want to break it.
It's a poor time of year to do that. It's like 20 degrees outside.
If you just need a little,
I guess so.
a little
If
fresh
you
air,
open up the
cool off
window, my
room.
internet went out.
Oh no.
Crazy.
I didn't think it was really worth bringing up, but did you see the other half of the leaks from this week of the Switch 2?
No, I didn't because I just saw that.
Just a pen basically confirming that they're going to use DLSS.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah.
Like anyone could have called that.
Right. And it's like it would be weird at this point if they weren't going to use DLSS.
Exactly.
It would be catastrophic if they weren't going to.
Yeah, but even just like from NVIDIA's perspective, it's like, man, they want DLSS to be more ubiquitous. Like that's one way you get that to happen.
Yeah. Oh, I did look into it while you guys were talking about it. Apparently, people did the math, and it might actually be 5 nanometer.
Really? I saw. Okay,
Yeah.
I did read that people were
They
like
did
getting in there
measurements and
like
shit.
actually measuring shit. I'm like, oh, these psychopaths.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, bless them.
That'd be cool.
I mean, yeah, that would be cool, but like,
They would probably just use
ain't
that to
nobody
make
buying
it
a
more
Nintendo
efficient.
console for the power.
No, but
For
you
efficiency.
it ain't
But
like there's
people,
just, it's
Christian, people at this point are desperate to
No,
learn.
I know, but
anything
it's like
they can
just
about
for a
this.
portable handheld, like without a doubt, 5 nanometer would be a huge improvement over 8 nanometer because you get better battery
Yeah,
life.
I know.
Yeah, that's all that
I don't
means
think.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, but
They're not gonna
that's
use it
just,
for power.
That's
it's
not
just
what
the
you're right.
hardcore
That's
people that
that's not
cares
what these
about
freaks
that,
are on about. You're right.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I tried opening my window. It wouldn't open. Must be
We know.
frozen shut. Oh, how'd you know?
Oh, no reason.
Pick it.
We just because body language.
I had to change my shirt. I'm going to say it's because of the sickness in the shower I just took, but I was getting a bit sweaty just sitting here.
Yeah.
It happens.
Freshen up.
You need.
Oh,
That,
please.
That t-shirt
Yes!
was a mess. Oh,
Yeah.
What's
Sorry.
on tonight?
Sorry.
What are you
Hockey
watching?
thing happened.
Yeah. They score. It's been going back and forth. Blue Jackets tied it up with 2 minutes left, and then they got a power play. They just killed the power play, and then out of the penalty box, Bergen came out and scored with 30 seconds left. So it was an exciting moment, and they're winning again. All right. I think I am good to bring it back.
Just shirt was so
Mike-
wrinkly. Yes.
Mike, are you going to read the super chats?
I can read them.
You sure?
All right.
Yeah.
Just let me know if
gonna
you
be
need
great.
help. Yeah, just let me know
Okay.
if you need me to spell you.
All right.
Okay, I'll
Bring it
bring it
back
back
then.
in. All right, we are back, and because I am a cruel taskmaster, I'm going to make the sick man read some super chats. Mike Minotti, take it away.
I'm ready. Simon from Saskatchewan says, Mike, play SimCity for SNES. Jeff's right. So good. Okay.
When we talked about this, you said you haven't had a ton of experience with SimCity. So you
Yeah,
don't.
but-
This is not like one of these franchises where you have a preconceived notion of what SimCity should be.
I mean, I definitely played SimCity 2000 on PC the most, but
Okay.
I never really got into it. And I think like I was just trying to build stuff, didn't know what was happening, and then like a tornado destroyed everything, and I was done.
Right, okay. Yeah, I mean, I just think the Super Nintendo one is a ton of fun. It's got Professor Wright in it.
Yeah.
As your guy, so we know all about him now at this point. Yeah, it's good. It's a good one.
We should really get into all those weird Kemco like PC strategy games they release on
All right.
SNES, like Liberty or Death and Romance of the Three Kingdoms. That should be our thing.
Would really be into Liberty and Death. I want to try that at some point for sure.
Or Death. It's not both. You got to pick one.
No, Liberty and Death is good. That's what I got. I don't know about you.
All right. Simon from Saskatchewan was back with another one here. Says, if you magically had time, which 3 games in your backlog would you play? I've been putting off Star Wars Survivor,
Jedi Survivor, yeah.
Jedi Survivor, Sea of Stars, and Yakuza series for so long. The Yakuza series has definitely been one for me. I probably would do Yakuza 0.
Are you going to
really
stream
start
that?
with.
Because I would really like to watch you stream that if you did.
I could see like once I'm done with all these From games that
Sure.
maybe like my next big like something that I can really mine for a lot of content
would
here is working
love
through
that.
Yakuza.
Yeah.
So that'd be fun. I mean, Earthbound was a big one, but now I am playing through that. Definitely some old like CRPGs like Baldur's Gate 1 and like Planescape Torment, things like that. I really want to be able to get to. And then, God, Shenmue came to my mind, maybe because I'm thinking about Yakuza. I do want to be able to say at some point in my life that I beat Shenmue, but more importantly is Sly Cooper. I really need to play Sly Cooper.
Well, that's a good one. Yeah, I am with Simon on Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and I want to go back to Star Wars Outlaws. Those have been two swimming around in my head as are like in between this zone of like, oh, I finished Game of the Year, and 2025 hasn't really started yet. And then I don't know. Beyond that, there's a ton of little things here or there, but I don't know. Yeah, honestly, I would like to play Yakuza 0 as well, so maybe I'll go with that one.
Here's Simon again says, "What's your gaming New Year's resolution? Finishing more games isn't allowed. I started mine by trying new genres. Ace Attorney and SnowRunners fit two genres I haven't played. Loving them. Yeah, it's hard because I'm pretty proud of how much I kept on top of new releases last year. And there's another part of me, it's like, boy, I sure did spend a lot of, last few years collecting all these old games that I haven't really been playing. So I would like to play more of these games that's like literally on the shelf right now. Some big ones I've been meaning to get to for a while, like Scars of Arcadia Legend is a huge one that I would love to finally play through. I was able to pick up a copy of Parasite Eve recently on PlayStation. I'd love to get to that too. Yeah,
I think I just want to fix up my gaming room. Like, not that it's an issue or whatever, but like I want to get better about, like, I get like a lot of little video game tchotchkes and stuff. I want to get better at displaying those and kind of put some more artwork up on the walls. Just like the gaming space, I want to get that cleaned up in 2025, make it look real nice.
Yeah, one more from Simon from Saskatchewan. Thank you, Simon. Really appreciate it. What are the other Ace Attorney collections like, in your opinion? Knowing the first collection, are the Detective Club games similar in gameplay? Yeah, so all the other Ace Attorney collections are going to be pretty much the same as that first one, gameplay-wise. The Miles Edgeworth ones are a little bit different, just in the way you kind of explore things. There's no courtroom stuff. It's like all on the field. You're actually moving a sprite of Miles Edgeworth around. Still the same kind of thing, though. If you like the first collection, just keep going. I would say maybe do like that sequel collection next, or Great Ace Attorney collection. I would maybe save Miles Edgeworth for last-ish, but yeah, if you like them, they're all great games. Detective Club I've not played, but my understanding is it's more visual novel than Ace Attorney is even.
Yeah, that's my understanding as well. Like visual novel in the sense that you don't do any like pixel hunting or like interaction with other characters where you like try to decipher like a crime, like that kind of stuff. It's just like plain text and that kind of stuff. So I don't think it's gonna be.
Yeah, you could try it. Games. Yeah, you could try it, but I would maybe prioritize the Ace Attorney games, which are very, very good. All right, input video here says, for Giant Bomb Secret Santa, wow, Dan can dish it, but can't take it. I guess anime figurines are his kryptonite. I did really enjoy that. Like, he seemed genuinely concerned that he might like go to jail if he was found with that on his person at the airport.
Yeah, I was so mad about it. Like, whatever. He doesn't like it. Leave it alone.
I should walk through everybody like what happened here too, because the first thing he did when we were shopping for Secret Santa is he asked me who my person was. So I had to lie because I'm like, Dan, it's fucking you. That's why you're not supposed to ask. But I'm like, all right, I'm Mike. And as soon as he heard it was Mike, he pointed at the thing I eventually got for him. So I'm like, okay, so Dan accepts that this would be something that would be funny to get for someone else. So it must fall within the realm of something that he thinks would be, acceptable if embarrassing. Fine. And then, of course, as soon as it came to him, he freaked out and couldn't handle it. So yeah, Dan can dish it, but he can't take it.
Incredible.
I tried to defend you, Dan.
Nope. No, don't defend him. He needs to have more slutty dressed anime characters in his house.
Look, we're going to be picking on Dan some more later in this episode already, so don't worry about it. Next is from Antonio Morales, who's been a member for 24 months now in that Lincoln tier here on YouTube. Thank you, Antonio. I really wanted to try 1000X Resist after playing Mouthwashing, but I can't get Subway Surfers out of my head looking at it. Thanks, Jeff.
You're welcome. I'm just out here doing what needs to be done.
Oh, you deserve.
It was fun. That was one of my favorite moments of that year.
That was very funny.
AG Aragon says, thanks for convincing the rest of the Giant Bomb crew that The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak was the definitive game of the year. A nice surprise to be sure. You're welcome, Aragon.
Yeah, we got your back on that one, of course.
Sewer Link says, "Good evening, gents. Here's a tip for 2025. After UGA finally flubbed up for the last time this season, CFP.
College
What
football
an
playoffs.
Embarrassment."
Yep. Yep. Sorry about that, but listen. They didn't really stand a chance. Ohio State's going to win that. They're looking very good.
The 10 Derek says, "Could we get Portal 3 after Half-Life 3?" I think that's maybe a little bit trickier. I feel like there were very specific creatives that are missing from Valve now that were key to Portal in a way that maybe like some people weren't as. There's definitely key people for Half-Life that are maybe gone now. But it feels more so with Portal. And also, like, Portal 2 did wrap things up. That doesn't mean you can't go back. But Portal 2 did give us some kind of satisfying ending there. That's a daunting thing to go back to. I mean, so is Half-Life 3. But I bet they're not even thinking about that right now until they get to the other side of Half-Life 3. And then, honestly, Team Fortress 3 might be the smarter priority because that would make a lot of money.
Oh, yeah. And that feels due at this point. So, okay. Yeah. I would really like a Portal 3. Boy, I like Portal a whole bunch. But, yeah, I get
Portal's
that.
very good. Wes Dietrich says, "What would be the next White Whale game if Half-Life 3, Silksong, and Metroid Prime 4 all come out this year?" Well, the Mega Man Legends 3 fans are still going to be dry. So it's weird. That's why I always say, everything seems to happen eventually. Like the fact that I'm having a hard time. You can all join me and be sad about the lack of Ridge Racer, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Beyond Good and Evil 2 feels like it'll happen in one way or another.
Yeah, so, gosh, I'm going to, Titanfall 3 is actually going to be the next one.
Titanfall 3 and Bloodborne, yeah, okay.
Bloodborne 2, there you go.
And both
it's
of those
two
are pretty
sure.
unlikely, so, yep.
There you go.
We deserve a Titanfall 3, goddammit.
I know.
Sure do.
We need it.
We were
Can't wait
good
to see
boys.
where Dan put Titanfall 2 on his list. G-Man Sir says, Mike, stop.
Wait, Mike. I think you skip Scream Madden's super chat. The $10 one is.
My bad.
Okay.
Thank you. Yep. Sorry about that, Scream Madden. You said, "How many games did you all at?" It's funny that you interrupted me though, Christian, since there was a super chat about to yell at me for interrupting. Anyways, Screaming Madden says, "How many games did you all at Game Mess beat in 2024? I beat a record-setting 41 games last year. Thank you for all the great shows over the years, and can't wait for more in 2025. I love you, Goobers. Love you too, Screaming Madden.
Thank you, Madden.
I'm not very good at documenting this stuff as I go.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I don't think I beat 41 games.
No.
Maybe like 30. That even seems ambitious.
I bet you're at 30 because I think I'm around 2025. And then I slowed down real hard at the end of the year in terms of beating games. I was starting a whole bunch and playing too many at one time. That really caused a problem there. But in the first half of the year, I was beating a ton of stuff. So I think I'm probably around 2025. I always want to keep better track of this stuff. But it's difficult. I know there's lots of apps that people use. It's difficult because of who I am, not because there's not an easy way to do this.
G-Man Sir says, "Mike, stop interrupting Jeff." Jeff, was I interrupting you?
I mean, God, if we couldn't interrupt each other on this show, we wouldn't have a fucking podcast.
I know. Sometimes I do kind of have to so I can say something.
Yeah, and I think I have zero issue with that. So no, that's just the way this show goes.
Sometimes it is funny. People do just, I guess it's just nails on a chalkboard, like to hear that. And I get it sometimes, like that's the sound of somebody like having to interrupt somebody. Sometimes you have to, but people hate it so much that they're like, oh, it only happens because people are doing these podcasts remotely. Then we had our big in-person podcast finally. And one of the main complaints, and a lot of people said nice things, but a lot of people complaining about people interrupting each other. Yeah. So it's like, well, all right. Yep. Sometimes it just happens.
And for me, it's like my thing is like, if I don't say what's in my head, I'm gonna lose it. I'll forget it. Yeah, so I just get it out, and then if someone needs to interrupt me with something more important, I'm also realizing that's part of the bargain. Yeah. So that's how these shows are gonna be.
Sometimes I have something to say about the thing Jeff just said at that moment.
Exactly, so, and I want him to. Yeah, I want you to speak up. It's literally never been an issue, not once.
Well, thank you, Jeff. But also, thank you, G-Man, sir. I do appreciate the tip. And thank you for that note. But no, I'm going to keep interrupting him sometimes. Tastefully. The Uncharted Wolf says, the Doom posting about the Switch 2 nanometer length and whatever the hell that means makes me yearn for the XDS days. What's your favorite fake leak? I liked what was that called? The Grinch leak for the Smash Brothers roster or something? The one with Rayman in it. Remember that? It was called the Grinch leak.
I don't know if I remember this.
it was like a print shop that was supposed to have like a poster, and everybody thought it was real because in the background you can see a Grinch poster that apparently like hadn't been revealed yet, but then later we saw that Grinch poster, something like that.
That rules.
Because it was like that Illumination Grinch movie. So I just love the fact that it was called the Grinch leak.
My favorite one is the one where people like had the reflections on the leaked Switch, and so people saw a tree out a window in the reflection on the screen of the Switch, and they're like, well, that clearly is Ubisoft Massive, so we know the leak is coming from Ubisoft. And it's like, wait, what? Based on a tree? And of course it was all incorrect, but it was just a lot of fun to watch people on the internet lose their minds over something like that.
So good. The Char Wolf, another one says, also for Punch Out, John Cartwright had the idea of making Little Mac go to space and fight aliens/robots. That idea is so stupid. I need it now. Isn't that the plot of that weird, like, NES game that tries to pretend it's a sequel to Punch Out? And it's called something like, this is the name, but something like Punch Star 2, and there is no Punch Star 1. Like, this is a real thing. It's incredible.
That sounds familiar. Yeah. That's
plausible. It's really funny.
It also sounds like Teleroboxer. So
a little bit.
Maybe they could just do a Teleroboxer instead of the Punch Out.
Sounds like a UFO 50 game.
It does sound like that. Yeah, I got enough. Later, I'll find that game. Let's see. Rayman Octol says, "Do you think Nintendo will be nice and give us a smart delivery system style system for Switch 2? Are we paying for upgrades, Switch 2 versions of games, etc.?" That's another thing I thought I saw amongst like a bunch of rumors was like people are saying that like, oh yeah, they're getting a bunch of these like upgrades ready, but no idea on what like the cost of that is going to be. If it's going to be free, if you have to buy the Switch 2 version of the game, or if it's like what Sony does, a $10 upgrade.
Yeah, it's I mean, this is the question that we get asked every week because I think it is the most open question because we all know Nintendo could tackle this in 5 different ways. And they all like, and they're all on different tiers of Nintendo insanity and how they handle it. I mean, I think the most likely scenario here is if you own a game, it will work on the Switch in one way or another. And then if there are upgrades, that's when it's like, well, again, all bets are off. It's Nintendo. Are they going to charge us to get those upgrades? Are they going to give it to us for free? What do they entail? What kind of upgrades are they? I think this is a lot of stuff that we get hinted at in the first video that we get. And then they give us all the details in the full system reveal in the like 2 weeks leading up to the system actually coming out.
You can see the incentive either way, right? Because if you're just sure that you're going to sell a bunch of Switch 2s, well, here's a nice way to make some money. But if you're maybe a little worried about people not jumping from Switch 1 to Switch 2, and saying that those are free upgrades, maybe that helps push a lot of people over the edge.
Yeah, I mean, if I were them, I think the way I would do it, well, like, keep it in mind, like I'm not going to be benevolent, magical CEO that does everything perfect for every gamer. If I like still wanted to like kind of make some money on all this stuff, I would just do it where all your games work on Switch 2. If there is some natural improvement because of whatever work we've done to ensure Switch 1 support on Switch 2, you just get that. But we are still going to make new definitive versions of stuff like Breath of the Wild that gets a whole suite of improvements, and we're going to sell that game to you again if you want to buy it again. And I think I would accept that. Now, of course, people are like, well, I have it. Can I just pay $10 for an upgrade? I think there's still a question there. Maybe they do that, but I don't know.
El Grug says, what happens first, Switch 2 reveal or Dan's Blight? Now, Dan's Blight Club game should start next week on the 8th, I believe.
Yep. And if it doesn't, Alex is going to come for him. But
consequences.
Yeah, consequences. Yeah.
I don't think Switch 2 is getting revealed before then.
No, I think there's a chance it won't be long after that, but probably not before.
Fire here says, what bad game are you going to speedrun this year? Man, that's another thing, too. I did have fun dabbling in speedrunning this year, but it's hard to find too much time for that. That Mythologies was just this perfect confluence. There's a part of me that's like, watching Dan play Super 64. It's like, well, if he's not going to speedrun this, I am. I don't know if I really mean that, though.
Yeah, God, that game seems miserable to play, let alone speedrun. But
right.
I want to see. I guess I want to see it, but I got to go watch a speedrun. But I want to like see someone go through the process of learning to speedrun it, especially someone.
It's just weird learning those games. It's like I went back and I was watching like the first time I was playing through Windu, that second level of Mythologies, and it's funny because now I'm like, oh, Mike, you should have just done this. You do that, like. right? It's like once you learn all the bullshit, you do become a master of it in some way.
And it's like you don't want that to go to waste, right? You have it.
Yeah.
So it's like
That's
you want
my
to use
skill.
it. Yep.
Joe S says, hello, Jeffy, Grubb, and Mikey, Blub. What's your biggest video game related dream for this year? Well, it's Half-Life 3, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think, I mean, I honestly, just a new 3D Mario, so it's a pretty obtainable dream. But
my God, a 3D Mario's coming out this year in all likelihood. Holy shit.
In all likelihood, there's one coming out this year, right?
God, it is the year of dreams. Come on.
It could be a year of dreams. So I kind of need that. You know, man, Mario's such my shit. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
And then Jason Finelli says, do you think
Jason.
Hey, Jason, how's it going? Do you think this massive delay in Switch 2's reveal will result in a larger than usual launch lineup, both first and third party? It's hard to say like it will be larger than what we would have had. It would be weird if it's not an impressive launch lineup, right?
Yes, I think this will help for sure. Because by all accounts, you know, this system was supposed to be out by this point, the end of 2024. It was probably the original time frame a lot of people were given. So maybe a lot of third-party studios will be more ready than they were. But, you know, the people tend to fill up the space you give them. So as soon as they found out there was going to be a delay, I bet a lot of people are like, well, let's use that time. And I know that's how I operate. Like, you know, any project you give me will take as long as you give me to do it. So maybe it'll help a little bit. I don't think it's going to suddenly turn it from like a 5 out of 10 launch to a 10 out of a 10 launch, but I'm sure it'll give it a few extra points.
And then from Vito Libido, it says, Happy New Year. Why do Sony and Xbox games get removed from online services, but Nintendo NSO games never get removed? Actually, never really thought about that. As much as we say about NSO, a game has never been taken off of NSO, right?
Yeah, not that I'm aware of.
So that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, part of the reason is because like so many of them are first party, right?
Yeah,
but there are third party ones on there. I wonder if like when they make those deals, they do kind of have a like in perpetuity clause or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, in perpetuity. Yeah, I think.
Look, I wasn't going to say that word right, even if I wasn't sick. My bad.
I would have going to let it go. But you're like, however you say it or whatever. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just correct it. This is, I think, just a byproduct of what you said. Like, these games are older. Nintendo. I think the reason we don't get a lot of games is because Nintendo doesn't like give a lot of money for them in the first place. So and then like they also want them in perpetuity. Now I'm struggling with it.
You got it. You nailed it.
And then so I think it's like, yeah, Nintendo just fashions it in this way, but that means like stuff like Chrono Trigger won't come there because Square's like, well, if you're gonna have it forever, you got to give us a lot of money for it. So it's a double-edged sword.
And then Fahoga God says Mariah Carey. Thank you, Fahoga Gods. Have a good hibernation until next holiday season.
Go back into your Mariah Carey hole.
Back in Fortnite or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for Super Chats for now. If you guys have any more, we will read them before the end of the show. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. All right, let's take one more break at least. We'll come back. We are going to, I forget. We're gonna fix Dan's list. Yeah. All right, this is a good show. We'll be right back after this.
I forget.
All right, we're on a break right now. What do you want to do?
All right, so
I can just go to it. You want to probably set it up?
Yeah, it won't take long.
That thing.
I'm gonna clear my nose then. That's what I'm gonna do.
It's gonna take some time.
Maybe I'll see if I can still play this thing.
Do you sell Mariah Carey on Fortnite? She was told.
Mariah
Carey
and Fortnite. No. What about her?
Mariah Carey. Yeah.
Mariah. Is that a hard one for you? Mariah.
No, we call it Maria because that's his Spanish fucking name. I don't know if you know that. So we pronounce it in Spanish.
Listen,
so.
right.
You know you can't play this thing upside down. It just doesn't work.
What do you mean?
No, it works.
I thought you were talking about yourself upside down.
Fuck, Jeff.
It got me real good.
It's hard though.
Yeah, it is. That seems harder than playing it the right way.
Jason.
But it does in fact work though. All right, let's see here.
That's our special boy with his tin whistle. Oh, beautiful.
Podcast producers. Nope.
I wanted to see Mufasa in New Year, then got freaking sick.
Podcast stuff.
What the hell? It's bullshit.
All right.
Mufasa.
And let's see those weird CG animals talk.
Oh yeah, I got to. I got to see it for myself.
We saw Moana 2.
Oh, what'd you think of it?
Yeah. It was kind of rough.
I don't blame you for thinking that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had very low expectations that helped, but you probably also did.
Yes.
Speaking of movies,
Man, this is not going into the sheets very well.
I was talking. Well, we were talking about the Indiana Jones
Oh, there
movies,
we go.
and multiple people told me that the Crystal Skull is better than that of Destiny, and that can't
Well,
be
they're
real.
wrong. They're wrong.
There are like 10 people around me. All of them were
How
like,
old
"No,
are they?
It's like those episode 1 kids.
they're my age, like 30 around." No. This is the grown-ups. They are responsible for their.
I think there are a lot of like maybe indie fans who are just like convincing themselves that because of the Steven Spielberg-ness of 4. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's all it is.
I think they're wrong.
Okay, there's that. Let me just get it into OBS.
That's what I say, C-Doy. Fucking Crystal Skull is a bad movie. Dial Destiny is like, it's not the best.
Yeah, Dial
but
Destiny's
it's
just kind of...
okay. It's a good time.
Destiny's like a 6 and Crystal Skull's like a 4.
Yeah.
They told me like, oh well, Crystal Skull is more like an Indiana Jones movie for real. And I'm
And
like,
that's what I mean. It's
they're like their chases and kind of that kind of stuff. It's like, oh my god.
there's nothing but chases in Dial Destiny because it's the only thing they could do where Harrison Ford gets to sit down during an action scene.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it going over here. I'm ready to go.
All right.
Oh my god.
bring it
All
back.
right.
All right, we are back, and Mike Minotti, it's time to fix a list. I have the top 25 games from the 2000s, according to Dan Reichert. He did a whole top 100 of all the games that came out since the year 2000, including the year 2000. So 20, I guess, well, if it's not including 2025, that would be 25 years. That's fair. So we're just going to do the top 25 here, right? Is that the plan?
Yeah, that's a big enough of a task. He was pretty meticulous about this. He spent a long time going through every game that came out in each of those years and considering them, making a short list, right? I was watching him stream the whole process for quite a while there. I don't think there's a lot of bad games on the list. I don't know if there's any bad games on the list. There are some decisions I find somewhat questionable, though, especially in terms of placement and some of the things missing.
Yeah, so what's the plan? Are we going to cross out a bunch of these and send them to the Phantom Zone, the Bammer, and...
Well, there's only one I think we went to immediately cross out, and then maybe we'll think about which ones we want to save. What to you? Let me read it actually for audio listeners. Let me read it for audio listeners. Here's the list here. 25, Resident Evil 4, the remake. At 24, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. At 23, Red Dead Redemption. At 22, Tears of the Kingdom. At 21, Wind Waker HD. At 20, we have Resident... wait a second.
Is this right?
What did I... No.
Where are you looking at? Are you looking on the stream?
I was trying to read your list on the thing. And
okay. Yeah.
And it's not numbered there. My bad. Let me do that again. 25, Hitman World of Assassination. 24, Vampire Survivors. 23, WarioWare Mega Micro Games. At 22, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. At 21, NBA Street Volume 2. At 20, Resident Evil 4 Vanilla. 19, Resident Evil 4 Remake. 18, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. 17, Red Dead Redemption. 16, Tears of the Kingdom. 15, Wind Waker HD. 14, Majora's Mask. 13, Elden Ring. 12, Mario Maker. 11, Super Mario Galaxy. 10, Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds. 9, Astrobot. 8, Command & Conquer. Red Alert 2. 7, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. 6, Super Mario Galaxy 2. 5, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. 4, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots.
What?
3, Super Mario Odyssey. 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. 1, Breath of the Wild. Yeah, look, the only thing here that is just absolutely wild to me is Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, that's pretty baffling. Yeah, let's just get rid of it.
Yeah, that's just wild. I don't know. Could you put numbers on your list?
Yeah, I'll put numbers on the list. Give me a second here. We'll have to, fix it.
Yeah, that shouldn't even be on the top 100, let alone a number 4. I always knew that Dan liked Metal Gear Solid. I guess I didn't realize he liked it so much that when making a list like this, he was going to put 3 games in the top 5 from that series and like 4 in the top 25. Let alone the one that like Metal Gear Solid 4 is not bad. I like it, but I think you have to like Metal Gear Solid a lot to be into it that much. So yeah, that one threw me for a bit of a loop.
It's weird because Chef fixes here the list. It's weird because the things he likes about that game is the thing he complains about in other games. You know
right.
What I mean?
It's a game that is mostly cutscenes.
Yeah, the anime shit, the cutscenes, like the gameplay is. I like it, but I don't think the gameplay in Metal Gear Solid 4 is that good.
Now, to be fair, Jeff. I was just going to say, I'm glad that Dan's list is a reflection of Dan's sicko-ness across the board. I wouldn't want him to change it, but I want us to change it. I want us to change it a lot.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny that Peace Walker is not on the list simply because, it was a PSP game. So the guy likes Metal Gear Solid so much that he has 3 Metal Gear Solid games in this top 5 and he still won't play Peace Walker. I find that just incredible.
Yep, that's a very Dan thing to think and do. All right. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of Metal Gear Solid 4 right away.
Yeah, just delete that one.
I just deleted it. We'll have the original list over here, I guess. But I'm going to move it over to the side a little bit. There we go. Okay.
Now let's think about which ones do we think should stay in a top 25 for the century so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think Breath of the Wild is completely fair. I think Snake Eater. I
think Snake Eater is the one Metal Gear Solid game that can stay in the top 25. I don't think we need these other. I don't think you need Sons of Liberty or Phantom Pain in there.
Right. Mario Odyssey, clearly, yes. Galaxy 2, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, yeah. Command and Conquer Red Alert 2 is not my Command and Conquer necessarily.
I'm not a Command and Conquer person, so like
let's get rid of it.
Let's get rid of it. Screw it.
Astrobot, yeah, totally.
Sure.
Link Between Worlds for sure. Galaxy,
yeah, at least should be considered.
Yep. Mario Maker can be considered.
Yeah, I'm not as into Mario Maker as you two are, but I'll hear it out.
Elden Ring, Majora's Mask. That's one where I'm like, I like it, but.
I like Majora's Mask. Top 25, I think, is a lot.
It's a lot. Wind Waker, HD.
Wind Waker, I feel pretty strongly about. Yep. So, sure.
Tears of the Kingdom. For me, I'd be like, I don't know. Breath of the Wild is enough for me in the top 25. But
yeah, I don't know if I need it. Maybe it would be 26, but I don't think I need it in the top 25.
Yeah. Red Dead Redemption.
It would be in mine.
I'm fine.
I know you're not as big. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, Red Dead Redemption 1's fine. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yeah, that's a very good game. But like that's also debatable. Resident Evil 4. Yeah, we could talk about that. NBA Street Volume 2, definitely. The Phantom Pain. Yeah, you're right. We probably don't need that. Although, God, the gameplay in that game is so good. WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games. I'm definitely a sicko for that.
I could see that.
Yeah, and then Vampire Survivors and Hitman World of Assassination. A lot of these, I think, are definitely in the conversation. Most of these can probably just stay. I don't think we need to make a new top 25 here, right? Let's just fix Dan's up enough.
There's some I probably want to get rid of, but
sure. For sure. Yes. Yeah, we're going to get rid of quite a few.
I think it will be an instance of when we think of something that should be in here, then we figure out what we got to get rid of.
Okay.
So because we got rid of one game, Metal Gear Solid 4, what is a big game that is missing in the top 25?
Well, it's not just missing from the top 25, it's missing from the top 100. Titanfall 2. What the hell is wrong with this man?
Jeff, it's hard when you got to make room for so many Metal Gear Solid games.
I guess.
And Zelda games,
I guess so.
Well, you got 2 franchises taking up a half of the list. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I would throw Titanfall 2 in there.
I would, but I'm going to say right now, I need Half-Life 2 on there.
Oh, sure. Well, here's the good news. We actually have 2 empty spots because I forget what the other thing it's right here. So, is it?
Oh, you got rid of Majora's Mask, right? Oh, Command and Conquer.
I can get rid of Majora's Mask as well.
Let's get rid of Majora's Mask too. Yeah, let's get Half-Life 2 in there for sure. That makes me feel good. Now, Jeff, Dan didn't have much love for JRPGs in his heart. The only one he even considered that doesn't have the word Mario in the title was Final Fantasy X, and then he knocked that off of the short list pretty fast. It's weird though, but as I think about it, I do kind of have a hard time being well, what JRPG should be in the top 25? I feel like there's a lot in around that 50 range for me.
I mean,
so many of like the all-time great JRPGs are kind of like the 90s, right?
Yeah, so we're talking about, I mean, I don't know.
Persona
Feels
5.
like a Persona game, probably.
Yeah, it could easily be Persona 5 or 3 Reload, or like, gosh, maybe it is Metaphor at this point, or 7 Remake. So, oof. Oh, it could be Dragon Quest 11 for sure.
Oh, that'd be nice, yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I struggle. Like, God, there's a lot it could be. And there should definitely be at least a JRPG on this
and
list.
just as a reminder I see people in chat, but also a reminder for audio listeners. The reason we're not considering games from the 90s, this is his list from 2000 and on. So a game has to come out in the year 2000 or later to be up for consideration.
There's something about Persona 5 that kind of fits the best for me. And, yeah, it's I like Sean contributing here, and yeah, I think Persona 5 makes the most sense to me.
Yeah, I think that just goes on.
It's not even like maybe my favorite Persona, but kind of makes the most sense.
Yep. Okay.
In a lot of ways.
All right.
So yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I feel like
move your list over a little bit. It's kind of cut off on the stream.
I'll fix that. Oh yeah, I fixed it here, and I didn't send it over there. There we go. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so it's starting to
do we need
look
both
better.
Resident Evil 4s? I mean, I feel like we just do the remake.
Yeah, I guess let's just do the remake. It's hard because like, yeah, the original is definitely more influential, but the remake's more fun.
Yeah,
it's more fun. So maybe we get rid of that. Now, Dan, I was learning things about Dan during this, which was interesting. He has no love for the Mass Effect games whatsoever.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it can't happen. It's Space Guys, so it's not real dude stuff.
But there's other things, like he likes KOTOR, and he also likes Oblivion a lot. So, like, yeah, it's not always consistent.
No.
But he hates all the Mass Effects, even 2, which is basically just, a sci-fi shooter at that point. But God, of all those games I just said, I think maybe KOTOR is the one I want to put up here the most.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's okay.
I think Knights of the Republic is my biggest priority.
Okay. Yeah, I put that on there. That looks real good on there. All right. Let me get a list of games for myself from the last 25 years.
So gosh, I think that I feel pretty good about doing that. You might have to talk me into keeping Vampire Survivors on there.
I don't necessarily feel the need to do that. Not necessarily. I like Vampire Survivors a lot. Boy, it's a game that's very easy to play, but I would put like other games of its not exact type, but arcadey games. I would put Geometry Wars up before Vampire Survivors personally. So yeah, that's we can drop that.
Yeah, I think I obviously just don't like it as much as you guys, but even then it's a bit of a hard sell for me. Oh, Baldur's Gate 3. God, it is really good, but it's not necessarily your thing, so I'm okay not pushing it.
I've liked what I played of it, and I do constantly want to go back and play it because you'll get a tattoo. So.
Oh right, yeah, that's right, that's right. That whole thing. Yeah, you're gonna beat it. Yeah, make me get a tattoo for sure. That's gonna happen. I am kind of okay with Elden Ring being the From Software representative here. Like, I don't know if I need to throw more of those on there. Like maybe Dark Souls 1 you could see, but Elden Ring does the trick for me.
Metroid Prime. Can we get that in the top 25?
Oh, God, yes, that's right. Metroid Prime wasn't in his top 25. Right. It was like, it wasn't far off. In fact, I can look at his original list here. It was number 34 on his.
Okay.
So
that's respectable, but
it's kind of helpful. I can look at others.
Easily a top 25 game.
Yeah. Here's an interesting one. Batman Arkham Asylum.
Boy, yeah. Ooh, I like Batman Arkham Asylum a whole lot. That's God, I mean, every time it comes up now these days, I want to replay it. I've not played it since it came out. I don't know. I'd be willing probably to drop something down for that.
What would be your go-to? I want to hear what you would want to get rid of for that.
Yeah, let me see here.
Do we need both Galaxy games?
Yeah, we probably don't need both Galaxy games. Let's see. Where is Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2 is 6 and Galaxy 1 is 11. I put Galaxy 2 higher. I can't remember where you're at on that.
I can put Galaxy 2 higher. I'm kind of flip-flop, but we can do 2 higher.
Okay.
That's fine.
So should we just keep Galaxy 2 and
just keep Galaxy 2, get rid of Galaxy 1.
Okay. There we go.
I think I feel pretty good doing that.
All right. And what were we considering for that? Do you want to do maybe put Mass Effect 2 on there or something like that? Mass Effect 1?
I don't know if I don't need a Mass Effect on there.
You feel good about KOTOR, right? That I remember now. Okay.
I felt great about KOTOR. Now you know me. He put Uncharted 2 at 87. You know I would love to get Uncharted 2 maybe on here.
I'm fine with that. Uncharted 2.
Yeah. Like what would I get rid of? I mean, but like you might feel more strongly about these, so. Oh wait, do we still have the Phantom Pain on here?
We do, and Uncharted 2 went into the last one, so I forget what were we considering. People keep saying Hades. Hades is a good one.
Hades is actually a good one. Yeah, we can replace Phantom Pain with Hades. I like Phantom Pain, but I find it distracting.
Oh, Arkham Asylum. That's
how
right.
much little story there is, and then how there just isn't an ending to that game.
Right. God, I would.
Oh, we're doing some good work here. I like it.
This list already looks way better. Way more acceptable. God, all right. So, how many Zelda games do we still have on there? We have 4. Okay, so look, I love A Link Between Worlds, and I kind of want to keep it on here. I do think it's one of the 25 best games since 2000. But there's 4 on here. You know what? Let's get rid of Tears of the Kingdom. Or wait,
let's get rid of Tears of the Kingdom first.
You're okay with that? Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Because then we can, we can find some room for something here. Like, we could do.
I want to say we were considering Arkham Asylum. Let's leave it off because as we were like on this bubble, I'm like having a harder time just putting it on there. Okay. I love it. It's like a 26, 27 for sure.
Let me throw this one out at you because this is number 33 on his list. Shadow of the Colossus.
I love Shadow of the Colossus.
I love Shadow of the Colossus.
It's definitely one that I was thinking about bringing up. So
let's throw that one up there.
I always love writing that down because I learned how to spell Colossus because of this game. So there we go. All right, yeah, and he's got Elden Ring on here. We probably are. Do we feel the need to put any other FromSoft game on there?
No, I think Elden Ring's good for that.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. Did we put Hades on there? Yeah, we did Hades. Okay.
We put Hades. Now, you know me, I'm not like much of a GTA head, so that's like a bunch of games that came out in this 25 years that I'm not considering, but I don't know if you feel really strongly about any of them.
I think the GTA games are really fun sandboxes, and I've never really cared for them beyond that.
Yeah. How about an Elder Scrolls or a Fallout? Would you want to put one of those on there?
I love Oblivion and Skyrim, but no, I think those are like top 50 games.
Yeah, I think that's actually kind of right. I think that's right. They're very good games. He had Tetris Effect at 92.
I love Tetris Effect, but I'm not going to try to jam it into the top 25.
Yeah. You know me, I love Smash Bros. Melee, but I don't necessarily need to like jam something that's kind of just my jam. Are you a BioShock guy? BioShock 1?
No, I'm not BioShock 1 guy. No, okay. I've tried it a bunch of times and just never could get into it.
Interesting. That's fine.
And then I reviewed BioShock Infinite and thought it was okay. That was pretty okay. Not much more than that. Celeste, that's like probably my favorite 2D platformer the last 25 years.
Yeah, I like Celeste a lot. I like, you know what else I like a lot is Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight, yeah. But I don't know, but all these feel like maybe they don't quite crack 25.
Yeah, it's a tall order there. What is the one that maybe scroll up a little bit too, scroll up and down? Yeah. What's the one that seems the most out of place to you at the moment? Well, if you could cut one, which one would it be? Maybe you want to read them real quick.
Yeah,
what
sure.
we have right now.
So let's work our way up from one this time. So Breath of the Wild, Snake Eater, Super Mario Odyssey, Half-Life 2, Metal Gear Solid 2, Galaxy 2, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, Titanfall 2, Astrobot, A Link Between Worlds, Uncharted 2, Mario Maker, Elden Ring, Persona 5, Wind Waker HD, Shadow of the Colossus, Red Dead Redemption, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Resident Evil 4 2023, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, NBA Street Volume 2, Hades, WarioWare Inc. Mega Microgames, Metroid Prime, and Hitman World of Assassination. I don't know, this is one of my favorites, but I think the one that maybe is the most out of place is maybe WarioWare.
I'll tell you what, I'd rather keep WarioWare than Metal Gear Solid 2. We don't need Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 on there.
You're right.
I would change. Sorry, but if it was my list, I would put like Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater.
We have
before.
Snake Eater.
Yeah,
We'll worry about the order later. Yeah.
yeah. That's
All right.
okay.
Yeah, we're not ordering yet.
We should get rid of what I'm saying. Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, that can-
It's gone,
that can go.
and that leaves room for
And-
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Kingdom Hearts
No, if it was
good.
just my list, I would. Portal 2.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Portal 2. Portal 2's not on here yet right now, so
No.
Do you like Portal 2 more than you like Portal 1?
yes.
I like
All right.
I like Portal 1 a little bit more, but that's just like such a magical experience. But Portal 2 is awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind micro games being there. I don't mind.
That'd be great. I would love to keep that.
You might have to stop me here because like I don't mind NBA Street Volume 2 there, but me, I'm like a little bit of a sticker, like a sports game.
Yeah, but that one's kind of
it's very
magical.
good.
Yeah.
We are missing a fighting game, which
Yeah.
seems kind of shitty.
Yes, that's true. It does. seem
What's the
kinda
best-
shitty.
Sean, what's the best fighting game that came out in the last 25 years?
Well,
6.
I would put Smash Ultimate on the list in terms of the content and
game-
everything. It's a very universally beloved game.
Yeah.
It
also, that's a
feels
game I
right.
see-
Like
I see
with,
Dan playing.
in line with Dan's stuff, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's the one
Now-
to put.
Dan himself said all the time while making this list that it's not his list. This is a list for everybody, so we don't necessarily have.
Well,
to
yeah,
think
he's
about
insane
it.
because the only thing resembling an RPG on his list is Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. So
That's true. That's true.
No,
I still don't
that
have
could
a
be the
JR,
top
yeah.
25. Hell
We
yeah.
did.
Oh man, Outer Wilds.
I never played Outer Wilds. so
Yeah,
I'd
we
have
don't
to
need
trust
to.
you.
Okay, that's fair. God.
It's like I hear you on. I hear you on Smash.
Input. I think Mario Maker feels a little weird at this point.
Nah.
I agree.
Yeah, I know, but that
You know
one that one's like really super important to me. I'm like,
You can put your foot down on it. That's fine.
I'll put my foot down
That's
on
fair.
Mario Maker.
That's fair.
That's like one of the very few games I would put my foot down on in this list.
That's fair.
Wow. It's kind of hot.
Yeah, hot and contested.
This is our big fight. This is how we have the fights here.
I don't see many more games that, like, Katamari Damacy. Not top 25. That's where I'm
Yeah.
at personally. So I'm not. There's not a ton more that I feel like I need to force onto the list.
I hear Sean with Smash Bros, but like I just have a hard time getting rid of anything on here for it.
Yeah.
I think maybe we can start ordering this list, which again for people who are joining us is the
how
list
about
of the
this?
25 best games from the century so far, 2000 and beyond.
How about this? Smash Ultimate instead of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Oh, I'll take that.
Whoa,
I'll take that all
whoa,
day.
hang
Yes,
on. What the
yes,
hell are you
yes.
doing over there, Jeff? I thought we were homies on this one.
I love Mario Kart 8. I do. But it's like, it's not fair to the game. It just feels like it's always there. It's just like something about it doesn't feel like I need to call it out in the top 25 games of all time.
I will say chat doesn't like it. They do not like that. And look, I'm a man of the people.
I will throw Ultimate in the fucking garbage.
I didn't realize it was gonna be like
Mario
that.
Kart 8
I-
from
Man,
this
I wish I could feel the things you all feel when you play Mario Kart. I wish.
What?
I didn't know it was going to be like
WarioWare-
that. All right.
Is WarioWare going to stick in this list?
There's a part of me. Look, you know how much I love Smash Brothers. There's a part of me that almost likes keep seeing WarioWare there. That could be the Dan Reichert acknowledgement.
There we go.
inclusion.
All right. Yeah, I don't see many other games we could. Well, listen, I don't have love for Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, but I think we leave that.
It's
on
very
there.
good.
Yeah.
And like, look, so much of this list was originally pretty much all about Metal Gear Solid that I think we should at least keep one of them.
Okay, here's what we'll do then. We could start ordering what. Okay, Breath of the Wild at number 1 works for me. But do you want to try moving something else up to number 1?
Yeah, I don't have a big problem with it. It wouldn't be my number 1. You know me, I would maybe put Odyssey above that. Yeah, I would put Odyssey above it. You know me, I would put Half-Life 2 above it, but you probably don't feel that strongly. That's fine. Maybe Metroid Prime. I'd put Odyssey, Half-Life 2, Metroid Prime are ones that I think I could get away with maybe putting above it.
Yeah, I could see Metroid Prime at 1. That's, maybe we are fixing a list here. Feels like we should fix it.
Chef, you're moving the other list as well, by the way.
I know, but that's just how it's going to go.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's just easier to
That's
do
fine.
it this way.
We can look it up.
Yeah. I'll, you know what? Just so it doesn't get confused, I'll just move that off the screen.
Yeah, you can just re-copy paste that one afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I like Metroid Prime 1. And, Breath of the Wild 2 is... Well, okay. Well, what do you like more, Odyssey or Breath of the Wild?
I have a hard time choosing between those two. I do. I to the point where I'm like, I'd rather not even have to pick one, but because of that, I'm like, I'm dead even with them. I'd be okay with putting Odyssey above Breath of the Wild if that's something that you want to
Like
see.
Dan says, gun to your head.
Yeah,
There we go.
You know, Dan likes to
gun to my head, I'd probably put Breath of the Wild over Odyssey, but again, it's like any day you could ask me and put a different gun to my head, you might get a different answer.
Now, what non-Nintendo game do we do so people don't yell at us?
Let's do another Nintendo game.
You know what? I do love the hey, we didn't put Pikmin 4 up here.
Shit.
Oh, okay. Wait. The greatest thing that happened over New Year, by the way, was it a New York Times story or something?
Oh, sure.
That was
yeah.
talking
Yes.
about like how graphics maybe they don't actually matter that much anymore, and they're like some industry figures note that Luigi's Mansion 3 sells better than much more expensive, better looking games like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm like, this person is a listener. That is so specific. They are talking about us, and it's incredible.
Yep. Yeah. And it was like someone like said that at first, like, hey, you're. I'm like, what is this from? Is it like a mention in a story? That's weird. It's like, oh no, it's the New York Times. I'm like, oh, okay, very weird. Yes, that was.
So that was great.
Boys.
What was the original point we were trying? That I was also laughing because there was a comment on the Game of the Year thing. I guess that might be a spoiler. Never mind. We won't talk about that.
Yeah, next time. Right.
Next time, though. Anyways, hey, look, I like Half-Life 2 at number 4.
Yeah, Half-Life 2 at number 4 works for me. Danny Oliver in chat is lamenting that there's no Halo, GTA, or Elder Scrolls, but
Elder Scrolls was probably like 20, could be 26 right now.
Yes, I love Skyrim.
I'm just not much of a Halo or GTA guy. I liked Infinite, and everybody thought that game was a blight or something. So
I would put Infinite on the list
out.
before any other Halo. So is that what you want? I don't know. All right, so Half-Life 2 at number 4. Can we just... Snake Eater probably isn't 5, right? I mean, I'm sure it could be top 10, but...
No, I think Tony Hawk is above Snake Eater, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
That. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that goes here, actually. There we go.
Guys, real quick, I gotta tell you about this before it goes away. YouTube's AI generated summary of the chat is people are talking about a list of top video games from a guy who doesn't understand symbolism. How the fuck?
What?
you screenshot it.
I think it might have gone away.
Oh, shit. That's incredible. What is happening?
Let me reload it. Maybe.
No. Oh, God.
We
Do I
never
like
said
AI
that.
now?
So it's like the AI must have Googled Dan Riker.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
right.
Oh, my
Oh yeah,
God.
I see it too. There we
Yeah,
go.
maybe
Perfect.
AI is actually good. Okay.
That's incredible.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
That's all right. That's fun stuff. Okay. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 at number 5. I like that.
Yeah.
God. And then I could do Titanfall 2. I could do Resident Evil 4. I could do Hades.
Let's do Resident Evil 4.
Hitman. Okay. Yep.
I mean, I
I
like
like
that
it. You're just like,
game.
the rope, grab it quick.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 better than Snake Eater. All right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And we're talking about the remake deal. Child of the Colossus, how high do you want to put that one?
I could see that one above. Hang on, I'm selecting these.
I mean, it's definitely above Snake Eater. Right?
Sure, yeah. There it is.
I'm just teasing. I think maybe that's where Snake Eater is. Actually, I think 8's is
right.
good for Snake Eater.
8 for Snake Eater. I would like to probably move Hitman up into the top 10.
Oh God, Hitman, yes. Oh gosh,
Above Metal Gear.
I'm gonna let you decide because I like both those games maybe equally.
Yeah, let's settle in here. Hitman at 7, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater at 8, and then
Okay.
and now we're on to 9.
9. So some really big heavy hitters here.
Yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus, Titanfall 2, Persona 5, Uncharted 2, KOTOR, Hades,
Yeah.
Red Dead. I don't know, which one are you thinking? Because you know me, I could
I mean,
I'd be
for me, like the games that I'm like looking to move up right now, Titanfall 2, even Astrobot, Knights of the Old Republic, NBA Street, well, Hades, things like that.
Yeah, why don't we do I was gonna say KOTOR, but I don't want to be called a boomer. Why don't we do Titanfall 2 first?
Okay. Titanfall.
What do you like more, Titanfall 2 or Hades?
Oh God, that's tough.
I know, right? I'm like, what does that even mean when I ask myself that question?
Jesus, that's tough. I'd probably slightly prefer Titanfall 2, but man, Hades is so good.
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
that's.
I mean, are
maybe
those
right.
9 and 10 then?
Probably. Let's get KOTOR now at 11.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. All right.
Shadow at 12. Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay, I like it. Let's see. Maybe
Mario.
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring or Mario Galaxy 2, maybe next.
Oh yeah, Mario Galaxy 2. Okay, let's do that.
And then Elden Ring. And then maybe we can actually keep Portal 2 there.
Yeah, that works for me.
At 15. Astrobot at 16 is not bad.
I think WarioWare and NBA Street Volume 2 are good where they're at.
What's 25 right now?
WarioWare.
Yeah, 23. Mario Kart 8, that's probably fine. Honestly, a lot of the list isn't too bad the way it is right now. I would maybe move Uncharted. I don't know. I don't know if I would. Yeah, do you need to move anything else? God, what about Elite Beat Agents?
Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh, God. Something's got to go.
Yeah, okay. Man, okay.
WarioWare?
What'd you say,
Maybe?
Christian?
Maybe WarioWare needs to go.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry, WarioWare.
Yeah, can we swap out? Is WarioWare now finally sacrificed for Elite Beat Agents?
Yes. Yeah, you
God.
almost got in there, WarioWare.
Man, Elite Beat Agents. Holy man, should we just make Elite Beat Agents number 1?
As Snoopy, you get a gold star. Yeah, how high up does Elite Beat Agents go now? Shit.
Like right there, like 17.
17. Maybe a couple more.
It's like
A
11.
bit more.
I mean, it's better than Elden Ring.
Number 3.
I think it's better than Hades.
Okay, all right.
Better than Breath of the Wild.
Oh shit! I got. Let's see. Yeah,
I
better.
think it's better than Titanfall 2.
Okay, so we're gonna settle in at 9. Can we put it above Metal Gear?
Go for it.
Yeah! All right. Yes! That felt real good.
Okay.
I think this is probably the list. Do you want to read it and see if we need any last minute changes?
Why don't you read? It's just easier for you to scroll through it, I think.
Sounds good. All right, this time I will work up from 25. NBA Street Volume 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Mario Maker, Red Dead Redemption, The Legend of Zelda, the Wind Waker HD at number 20, Persona 5, Uncharted 2, A Link Between Worlds, Astrobot, Portal 2, number 15 is Elden Ring, number 14 is Super Mario Galaxy 2, then Shadow of the Colossus, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic at number 11 is Hades, number 10, Titanfall 2, number 9, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, and number 8, Elite Beat Agents. Number 7 is Hitman World of Assassination. Number 6, Resident Evil 4 2023. Number 5 is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. I'm glad there was like no discussion about that. Of course, that's number 5.
Right.
Half-Life 2 at number 4. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild at number 3. Super Mario Odyssey at number 2. And number 1 is Metroid Prime.
Enjoy your gaming.
I like this list way better.
Yeah, me too. This is fantastic. I think we fixed the list right there. All right, let's see here. I'll get this
See what
posted.
Dan thinks.
We'll see what Dan thinks. Get this all fixed up here in a second. While I do that, let's go ahead and take one more break. Christian, should we do this other game tonight, or should we save it for next week?
Let's save it for next week.
Okay,
Okay.
I glanced at it. I like it. So we'll do that next week. All right, so we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk about what we've been playing, clear up some super chats, and get out of here.
I'm going to take the dog out.
All right, sounds good. Let's fix this. Okay.
Let's save that content for next. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's not burn all the content in one go.
Exactly. All right,
It's
let
a
me make
beautiful
this
list.
list tall so I can copy it all.
You can delete the other list and like.
Oh yeah,
recopy
I
it.
need to copy a new list on there. Yes, that's right. I meant to do that. All right, let me go over here. What's that say,
I just
Christian?
got back. Did you post this?
Viewers are
I'm about to.
discussing a list of video.
Can you real quick change Persona 5 just to 5 Royal? Just small
Yes.
tweak.
Yes, no
Thank you.
problem.
The Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
Yep. And then let me fix
The only
the
ultimate
list.
that gets on this list.
Copy.
Man, everyone in chat who says that EBA is crazy has not played EBA.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, they're.
I mean,
yeah,
it's as clear as day.
Love y'all, but that's all there is to it.
Yep. Viewers are discussing a list of video games from a guy who is not good
sorry.
at understanding symbolism.
Yeah,
It's so funny.
that's so funny.
Oh man, holy crap. Okay, let me fix the list now. All right, there's that. Okay, I'm gonna leave a little space to write that this is Dan's list. Wait, is it gonna open?
The list contains games like XCOM and Civ. What?
Yeah, I don't
Talk about
know.
those two games.
I mean, I think they're in his top 100, so maybe he'll mention those being in
Maybe.
the top 100 or something.
He likes
Or maybe that's the
XCOM.
AI falling apart and wondering where those games are.
Yeah. All right. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna post this now.
I forgot to bring up Mirror's Edge just because Dan hates it. I don't know if I would have gotten it on the
Well,
list.
he's not
but-
the only one.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, but, you know.
I wanted to like that game. I always did.
I get why you don't like it. I'm more surprised Dan doesn't like it. It seems initially like
It seems
should
like it
be
would
a
be
Dan game.
more up his alley. Maybe
Yeah.
as like somewhere in the top 75, even
Right,
just
uh,
but-
like one of those further down. But
But he hates it. He can't stand it.
that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
I
right.
posted it on Blue Sky on the Blue Ski.
Let's go,
Why did it cut off?
Bluesky.
Why did it cut it off? Whatever. Okay. All right, I'm ready to bring this back in.
Cool.
Actually, let me fix the audio because I turned it down because I was typing on that keyboard, and there we go.
Typing on that keyboard.
All right, I'm bringing us back.
All right.
All right, we fixed the list. We talked about the news. Time to catch up on Super Chats here in a second. Before we do that, though, Mike, what have you been playing?
I have been, making lots of proggies in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I'm pretty deep into that third kind of open zone area now, and it's interesting because like I see like a wide range of like people like where they are at this game, and it's sometimes a wave, right? Like you started off kind of a bit mellow, and I think by the time you finish it, you were really high on it.
Yeah.
Dan seemed to start off really high, and he actually about where I am. He was done with the game. He didn't even finish it. And I'm like, I feel like interested. Like I kind of liked this game like a good amount when I started, and I've kind of stayed there the entire time. I've been just continually pretty happy with it. I think that more than anything else, it really does nail that Indiana Jones. It's funny because people keep trying to explain what game it most reminds them of. And like some people are like, oh, it's a little bit like Dishonored or or what else? Or Thief. It's interesting because like it's not doing any one new thing, but its specific blend of prioritizing like puzzles to stealth to melee combat. There is something like, oh, this is a little bit different. I don't know if I ever played a game that had quite this exact ratio of these things, and it did seem kind of deliberately picked to be Indiana Jones. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it feels like everything is in service of a final goal. Like they had a mood board up, and the mood board was all just different Indiana Jones bullshit. And they're like, when they're picking the stuff, they're like, does this serve any of those purposes? And you get the sense that a lot of times it was like, well, if it's no, then we just won't do it. And if it's yes, how can we make it feel the most Indiana Jones possible? And I also appreciate that. I'm also like not surprised to hear a few people like kind of get in there and find it a little bit boring at first. If you're not like super into what the Vatican's doing, there is I get that. Like it's I think very easy to be like, is this game just going to be me walking back and forth across this space a bunch of times? And I think it gets better. I also know it's not going to win over everybody. It's going to require you to like be super into Indiana Jones to forgive some of that stuff. And I guess, like you said, you don't have to forgive anything. You liked it from the beginning, but some people I think are going to come in there, butt their heads up against the game a little bit, and then maybe come out the other side like I did and end up really enjoying it. But I'm glad that this game is what it is. I'm glad they didn't try to just make an Uncharted but Indiana Jones. That would have been way more sad than what this is.
Yeah, I am definitely like an old head who loves Indiana Jones, so that does a lot for me. Like, when I am in some of these like gorgeous areas, like some, sunken temple with all this overgrowth, I really just love that vibe, right? Don't know how to explain it, but that is just kind of one of my favorite ways you can set a video game. It's part of why I liked the Uncharted games so much. This game does still have set piece moments, and when it does those, they are great.
Yep.
There's kind of that big like whole sequence in between the second and third zones that's just kind of like nonstop, like all thriller, no filler. That stuff is great.
Yep, it's very bombastic. It's that's definitely when I was like, oh, I am fully on board with what this game is doing now. I definitely like, in chat, Mikey O'Leary's mentioned like the open zone stuff kind of got out to him a little bit, so he started mainlining it. I definitely started selecting or being more selective about what I was going to be doing in the Giza area, and that is part of what helped me. I just basically learned like what the game was offering me, and it was saying, hey, go choose the stuff you want to be doing, and that helped. But really then getting on the other side of that, and I was already enjoying the game more, and then to be in this area where that that major set piece happens, it was like, oh, okay, it can do this as well, and it does it very well. I was pretty enthralled by it at that point. And then I think the conclusion is really well done. They really nail it. There's some they up the stakes in a lot of fun ways. They kind of deliver on the MacGuffin in a way that I was like worried they wouldn't. I still don't think like going after just random stones is like the most interesting thing. And I know MacGuffins aren't supposed to be interesting. In Indiana Jones, they are supposed to be interesting. That was the whole idea. But I think by the end, they make it all work, and there's a lot of cool threads they pull together to make it feel very interesting. So, yeah, I really, really enjoy the game. I'm not feeling much of an urge to go back and explore the areas that I missed earlier. I know a lot of people are, but I think that it shows that it can do all those things. It can be all those things to different people.
Right, yeah, like my younger brother who loves Indiana Jones even more than I do was definitely very happy to go back and kind of clean everything up. I'm not usually that much of a gamer like that anyways, right? It was weird that I did do it for Astrobot. Even with Astrobot, when some of this like post-launch stuff came out, I haven't like kind of rushed to go do that. I kind of just move on sometimes. But yeah, like I'll be happy to see the ending and probably be done and move on to something else.
Yep, and as Luis Garcia in chat says, shout outs to Tony Todd. It was nice to see the in memoriam to him. Goat. Yep, in the credits. Yep. So very like definitely wish I would have played few more hours of that before we did best new character, because I probably would have tried to get his character up on there for Giant Bomb, but oh well, maybe I'll find another spot to do that. Anything else, Mike?
That's been the big one. I did try out Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Beyond.
Oh yeah, I wanted to do that. How's that going?
It's awesome. So if people don't know, this is this kind of like made by fans mod for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which was like a derided fighting game largely for how it looked and some other reasons. And this big mod just completely changes the art style, makes it more cel-shaded, but it's just not like a filter put on top of it. They're changing the models, they're changing the costumes. There's a ton of stuff. There's even like, new bonus costumes for characters and stuff. And there are some other like just general changes throughout the entire thing, and is such a better looking game now. I wasn't like, I never played enough Infinite to be able to say how it feels different, but just playing it was like, oh, this game is fun. There's some things it does to sort of streamline that Marvel vs. Capcom experience. The tags in it are so fast that it's a lot easier to chain together combos, and you have the Infinity Stones that you can pick before a match, and each of them do something different. So, even just going through arcade mode with this and being like, oh yeah, Mega Man X is in this game. That's cool. I can have a team of X and Captain America, and just kind of figuring out some basic combos and going through arcade mode and beating up Ultron and Sigma teaming up together as the main villains. Wow, this is really neat. And it is, it works with online. So I was playing some people online. Just a really cool thing to do, to take a game that, it got a lot of crap and a lot of it was deserved, but there were good aspects of it. And now it kind of is just a good game. It's incredible to see this much effort put into it.
Do you get the sense that maybe in 5 years we're going to look back and be like, oh, that's when Maximilian Dood just became the next fighting game director? Do you think there's a chance that this launches him in that direction?
It's interesting, right? Because he has so much, I think, influence and power in this space now, and now he just straight up can't do something like this. Yeah. And he's able to. The thing though is that he's able to do this, which was a project where nobody's going to really make money. Except for him paying the people working on it. He's not going to make money because he makes so much cash from streaming. He has such a wide audience. So I don't know what he can do more where he can stop doing that, right? Because he needs to keep streaming to really bring in that cash flow.
It's funny that Jeff brings that up because doing a post-mortem of the project, Max is like, I am never doing anything like this ever again.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Because they put it out and it's they're calling it the 1.0. Because as complete as the characters and the UI are going to get, and maybe in the future they do backgrounds and stuff more too. But yeah, he was like, I basically didn't get a 2024, so I am going to continue to give them a money they need to continue developing it, but I am not working on this myself at all.
Okay,
I don't want to direct anything ever again.
Hell yeah, that sounds about right.
Making games is hard.
Turns out. He said, by the way, this is just a fan mod, and they basically just overhauled what was already there, and he casually mentioned that it took $30,000 of his own money to pay everyone for everything that they needed. So games are expensive to make too.
Yep, turns out.
Yeah, it's great though. I'm really glad that they did it. What a year for Marvel vs. Capcom out of nowhere that we had here. But yeah, I'm not the biggest mod guy in the world. It was easy to do. You just have to own a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which is on sale constantly in different places on PC.
It's $5 all the time. Yeah. That game is super cheap.
They just replace one folder with a different folder, and you're ready to go.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a shot. I have Infinite just sitting over there, so.
You think we're gonna get another NBC? We had to get another NBC.
Well, yeah. Now that the collection is out, it's anything's on the table again. And yeah, this is the one fighting game Capcom would do outside Street Fighter that would sell the most. So other than maybe Capcom versus SNK 3, but largely, if they put out a good NBC again, that's gonna sell like hotcakes.
Yep.
Year of Dreams, baby.
2025, any second now.
You should put that on the thumbnail too.
All right. Anything else, Mike?
I'm making Proggies and Earthbound, baby. It's happening. We're doing it.
Fantastic.
So I'll talk more about that on Last of the Nintendogs, but I am having fun. I just got Paula in my party. So doing good there. So I'm still an old school JRPG freak right now. I've been on that train since finishing Dragon Quest 3. It's been good stuff.
Yeah, I have been pretty busy. It's been mostly work around the house, so I haven't had much time for anything. I'm still playing SimCity, as I talked about on Last of the Nintendogs, and kind of help the kids have been playing a lot of stuff because they're still on break. Basically all day today. They cracked out a classic, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, right?
Yeah,
and they had not played that in a while, and the way they play games a lot of times is, they'll play them for real, but then a lot of times they just want to do a 2-player game and tell little stories with the characters. And for hours today, we were doing stuff around the house, so it's if you guys want to just go chill out in the basement and play games today, you can do that. For hours they were just doing that, and then they got all their Kirby toys back out, so I sat down and played with them for a little bit, and that was pretty cool. Mikey, let's clear up these super chats and get out of here. Do you need me to read these, or are you good?
I think I can handle it. I think I got a little bit of voice left here.
All right, let's do it.
From Acradix, in 2025, do you think developers/publishers will end their awful attempts at PC launchers? I'm looking at you, Uplay. This is the first super chat from Acradix, it looks like.
Thank you, Kratos.
It seems like we've been going that direction, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of just waving the flag at Steam, right?
Yeah, it goes back and forth, right? And we're just at that point where most of them are, you're right, trending back towards Steam. I think even Ubisoft has said all of their games will be on Steam going forward, right? So they'll do that until, times are less lean again, and then they'll change their mind and have a new PC launcher at that point.
It's Xcore, who's been a Lincoln member for 27 months, says Smash Ultimate is greater than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Hey, look, I agree. The people rose up, though, and the people do have power here.
People are very mad.
Yeah. Isaac Clark says, thanks for the content in 2024, boys. This community and the podcast have helped me through some rough times. Heart you guys. We heart you also. It's Isaac Clark. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Isaac.
Epic Earl says, BioWare fans, we need to boycott Game Mess. Look, I like a lot of those games. They're probably in 25 to 50. Yeah. Oh, the fake BioWare fans. Yeah. There you go.
We're the real BioWare fans. What are you talking about?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Eat shit. I mean, yeah.
Thank you for your money, Epic Open World.
The Uncharted Wolf says, hey guys, the new list sucks. Game Mess is back. Thank you.
Let's go. Thank you,
Thank you. And then Fug with God's here with their 20th super chat says, no limits. Dream game for 2025. Mine is a Souls Outer Worlds like set in a noir sci-fi world starring Mariah Carey's sad dadding and murking fools left and right.
That's mine too.
How about that Star Tropics game using the Tears of the Kingdom engine? We'll go with that.
There you go. Incredible. Yeah. I'll take an open world Punch Out.
Okay, I can't laugh too much at that. I'm gonna hurt my throat.
Sorry.
Just what the hell was that?
No, I just said some random words. You mean Rumbleverse? Oh, Jason.
Shit, Rumbleverse.
Finale, how could you? Why'd you say that name?
All right. That's it. I think we got all the super chats.
All right, thanks everybody. Yeah, Jeff
Why are
Grubb
you
is
sad,
there.
Christian?
We didn't got a penis on none of the super chats. That's
A penis?
yeah. Yeah, we always get somebody that says penis at the end.
Mike, you know that's
Yes.
going on soundboard now, right? You do realize
With my broken ass voice.
yes.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna hit the button. There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Happy
you,
New
everybody.
Year.
Oh,
I'm doing great.
yeah, we're all doing
aside.
great.
We're killing it. How do I sound to you right now on a scale of 1 to healthy?
Well, not healthy. I know that's one of the options. It's not one I was gonna select though.
Yeah.
You sound like bad, but in a cheery way. You sound cheery
Okay.
bad.
Oh, there's Chuck Towski with $20 just to say penis. Normally, don't say the money now. That's a $20 penis right there, everybody. Thank you, Chuck Towski.
If I had a nickel for every time I've heard that's a $20 penis.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, there's a new 90s Disney out. Me and my brothers talk about the death of Horizons, an old beloved Epcot attraction. That's where Mission Space is now, Jeff.
Yes, I listened to this. Very good episode. I learned a lot. It did make me reminded me. I wanted to ask you, what was the thing that I did that my family liked that a lot of people were upset got replaced, or it replaced something else recently? Do you remember what it was?
Tiana's Bayou Adventure?
Well, you think it was that? Because that one was like pretty. Yeah, we did like it for sure. Is that what it was? I can't remember. I thought it was in Epcot,
God.
so I wasn't sure.
Something in Epcot? Did you like the new Figment ride? Oh, did you like Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, we did like Guardians of the Galaxy a lot. Yes.
Yeah, some people. There are not that many people who are upset about Ellen's Energy Adventure, though.
Yeah, I can't.
So,
I can't remember exactly.
is it the Frozen ride that replaced Maelstrom?
Yeah, we like the Frozen ride for sure.
Yeah, a lot of people nobody ever cared about Maelstrom until it became a Frozen ride. Then all of a sudden,
Till it put on
Maelstrom
the
was
mask.
everybody's favorite ride in the world.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
It's the bane of Disney World for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. So we did get our penis in the end. And,
in the end.
oh
It made
boy.
me really happy.
And it made Christian really happy to get the penis in the end. All right. Let's get out of here, everybody. It's a terrible show that we do, and
Check Jawbone Game of the Year list and
I'll never
the last week of the
apologize.
sound. Check it out.
Yeah, a lot of us have our individual lists or lists with brothers there. It's all there.
bye, everybody.
Hey, we'll do maybe next week our game of the year,
Yep.
game mess.
We'll tell you the plans, everybody. Keep just look at our socials or whatever in the Discord. It's the wrong button.
Penis.
From Ally Miracle, pin 15. Wait, that says penis.
A penis? Thank you. No, I like dicks.